Jack Fox has us ready to go, and we are underway here at Ford Field. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. Here's Ncaa to start the drive. And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45. That good for 22 and a first down.
A gain of 22 yards. First down, Saints.
Again, it's Ncaa. And they're going to stop him right at the line of scrimmage. Just no cutback lane to be found whatsoever. 2nd and 10.
No gain on the play. 2nd and 10. At the Lions' 43-yard line.
Here's Shuck. And that throw behind his man. He missed him. Incomplete.
Well, that's a defense coordinator's got to be happy with that result. They took away all options downfield and forced the incompletion.
They had the incomplete pass on 2nd down. Now they need a big play here. 3rd and 10. Working out of the gun here, Shuck. Oh, he had him. He was open, but he couldn't get it to him. It's incomplete. He shook his head right when he released that throw. He knew it was going to be a little off target.
Yeah, the excitement got him on that one. Wasn't able to control the fact the receiver was open, and it would have been an easy throw.
And on their first drive, the offense staying out there. They're going to go for it on 4th. They'll indeed go. Here's Shuck. Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And all the way inside the 15 before they drop it. Hey, nothing to see here. Just your standard 4th down gain of 28 yards. And the drive keeps going. Now Ncaa on 1st and 10. And effective running here. He'll take it down inside the 10. It's a 6-yard gain on the ground, and that'll make it 2nd and 4.
A quick burst there, and he nicely bit off a pretty decent gain.
Well, they run the option on 2nd down. And he will maneuver his way down to about the 7. Only a yard there on the keeper, and that's going to leave him with a 3rd down. They'll come to the line, needing only 2 yards to gain the first here. They'll try to run for it with Miller. And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, New Orleans. Kendre Miller taking it in from 7 yards away. And the Saints are on the board here first in the season opener.
Kick is good.
Point after, right down the middle. And it's now a 7-0 game. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. And he'll be tackled just shy of the 25.
The Lions take over 1st and 10 at their own 24-yard line.
Goff and this Lions offense set for a 1st and 10 at their own 24. They'll try and start this drive in the air. And that's hauled in by St. Brown over the middle. And he'll get this one way up just shy of the 45-yard line. Just like that, a pickup of 20 on their first play from scrimmage.
I know some guys that love to start the year off with a deep shot downfield, trying to begin things with a home run ball. That might be the more exciting option, but I think that this was the smarter play.
Took just one play to move all the way to the 44 as they try again on first down. A shotgun snap for Goff. And it's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect. Trying to find Jamison Williams, but it'll be second down. Goff. And he's just going to get rid of this thing to no one here. He throws it away, and now it's third.
And that's the knowledge he gained from being in this league for a long time. He's learned the hard way when to give up and fight another down. And that's a smart move to throw it away.
So now 3rd and 10. They had the big play to start the drive, but 2 incompletions since. To throw is Goff. That is caught. And this is going to be another first down as the tackle's made at the Saints' 38-yard line. 18 yards, a big pickup there on 3rd down.
Well, I think when they look at their offense, they think to themselves, weapons everywhere, and they want to move the ball around. They want to spread it to different people. But you absolutely know they want to get this man involved as well, and that's what they just did on that play.
Hit as he throws there, incomplete.
Nice progress down the field was halted by that incompletion. They could try for some safe yards here to get things moving again, or keep throwing it and pushing it downfield to try and pick up bigger yardage.
Here's Goff. That pass caught. It's Williams. And this is going to be another first down as the tackle's made at the Saints' 18. A good pickup there on 20 yards. A first red zone opportunity of the new year here as they come up now 1st and 10. Goff throwing again. Throw to St. Brown, complete on the left side. And that's good for a pickup of 10 yards. And that'll leave him with a second and just a few inches left.
St. Brown. 10 yards on the pickup. It's 2nd and inches at the Saints' 8-yard line.
Gibbs straight ahead. And here he'll get it down to the 7. Just a gain of a yard, but it's going to set him up with a 1st and goal. A chance for their first points of the season here as it's 1st and goal. Out of the gun, Goff. And it's caught. And he takes this one in for a Lions touchdown. Jahmyr Gibbs halfway to 100 now with career touchdown number 50. And the Lions are able to match the opening drive touchdown against them with one of their own. Extra point right down the middle. And we are tied at 7. Each team's had it. Each team has scored. 7-7 here as the kick's away. And that is over the back line of the end zone. It's a touchback. And they'll bring this out to the 35-yard line. The Saints offense on the field ready to get their drive started. They were successful last time finding the end zone on their opening drive of the season. And they'll get another shot here with a 1st and 10. Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9.
A gain of a yard brings up 2nd and 9.
They'll throw. Here's Shuck. And that will be incomplete. They couldn't hook up on what's going to be the final play of this first quarter. An entertaining start to this one. More to come on EA Sports. The Saints with the football here to begin quarter number 2, as they've got it with a third down coming up. To throw is Shuck. Able to find the open man. That's complete. And he has a big gain inside the 40 before being dropped. So the ball moves into Lion territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 39-yard line. Running left, Ncaa. And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. Calling no gain on the play, and it'll be 2nd down.
No gain on the play. Brings up 2nd and 10 at the 39-yard line.
To throw now, Shuck. Oh, he tries to force it in, and it's intercepted. And the Lions are going to get this back to their own 34-yard line. CD, I know it's just his 2nd year in the league as a quarterback, but that's going to be one when he flips on the tape. He's like, I shouldn't have thrown that ball.
No doubt about it, and his coaching staff will be emphatic about he shouldn't have thrown that ball. But remember, 2nd year, as you noted, on-the-job training, so he's got to take this feedback that he's getting, negative or otherwise, and turn it into positives moving forward.
And this is caught by Williams. And he takes this one down almost all the way to the 30. It's a gain of 34 yards. So the big play changes the complexion of things. Here's 1st and 10 just outside the 30-yard line. From the gun, here's Goff. He gets this out wide to Gibbs. So give him 5 yards there on the pitch and catch. And that'll make it 2nd down.
And we see another pitch and catch there to the running back. This position just continues to evolve. They become just as critical to the pass. As a lot of receivers, tight ends, because their ability to make people miss in the open field can really generate big plays for an offense.
Straight ahead with Gibbs here. And he'll be brought down at the 21, just shy of the 20 in the red zone. 6 yards the pickup, and that's a 1st down.
And Brandon, you know that expression? He just does what he does. It sounds trite, doesn't it? But in this case, it's perfectly apt. This is one of the better runners in the NFL. And all he does is just find avenues, find ways to pick up key 1st downs and big runs.
Now it's gone. That'll be caught. It's St. Brown. And stepped a few yards shy of the goal line at the 3. 18 yards there, and it'll be a 1st and goal.
The last thing I want to do is not give Amon-Ra St. Brown his due, because he is one of the most consistent receivers in the league, but he's much more than that. Tough, gritty, competitive. His 3rd straight year last year with double-digit touchdowns for his Lions.
Here's Goff. Finds Gibbs on the check down. Touchdown! Jahmyr Gibbs, already his 2nd touchdown here in this opening weekend. And the Lions have taken the lead. Now the try here for the extra point. And he's got it. It's now a 14-7 ball game.
Jack Fox to kick off for the Lions.
Here are the Lions now as they line up and kick this one away.
The Saints take over 1st and 10 at their own 35-yard line.
Looking to put a drive together. Trying to shake off the interception from the last drive. He'll look to throw. Here's Johnson with a reception. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. Right off the bat, it's a first down to start the drive, 12 yards.
Saints.
And that was good protection there. No, that was great protection there because it allowed him to lock in on his receiver. Although I think he was looking for his tight end on the corner route all the way. Nice connection there for a really nice gain.
We've hit the 2-minute mark of the second quarter, 14-7. A give left side. Here's Ncaa. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
That was well played there defensively. 2 tight ends in the formation, which essentially gave them 7 blockers up front. Hard to imagine with all that size and beef that they could let a tackler through. But that's exactly what happened. A loss resulted.
Now they contend with a 2nd and 12 after the loss. From the gun, Shuck. And this one is incomplete.
To this point, I've been impressed with the work defensively. They have now allowed a lot of receivers to run free. And there's another example, another incompletion.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. Throwing, Shuck. And he comes back with one complete. And they do finally get him at the 12. A big-time play there for New Orleans. 44 yards.
He was not the primary target. They expected to get the ball downfield. Instead, checked it down. An old coach of mine used to say to us all the time, when they check it down, that should end the down. In this case,
touchdown, Saints. A great effort there. His first NFL reception goes for 6. And the Saints are an extra point away now from tying this ball game. Extra point splits the uprights, and that is going to tie our game as we approach halftime. This one tied at 14 now as he sends this one away. The lane opens here. He's past the 30. And good starting field position. He'll get this one all the way up to about the 35-yard line.
At their own 35-yard line.
The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. And with a little under a minute to play, they may be looking to pick up some yardage here, maybe try and come up with a field goal to seize the lead before intermission. Now a quick throw there, but it's going to be incomplete.
They tried to make something happen, but that one came up incomplete. It really wasn't a good-looking throw.
Yeah, maybe even go as far as to call that a little ill-advised.
Yeah, I would say so. I think that's the right phrase for it. Definitely ill-advised. Just wonder about his mechanics right now, you know, and that's the tough part. You do so much stuff in practice to make it repetitive, but it has to repeat under pressure, whether it's pressure from the defense or just the pressure of playing the game.
The Saints going to call the first of their timeouts. Now they'll try to convert on 3rd and 6 after the 4-yard completion. Goff now looks to throw. He's got his target. That's complete. But he is out of bounds, but not before he's inside the 30. An excellent pickup of 34 yards.
And the Lions first down. 1st and 10 at the 27-yard line.
On 1st and 10, here's Gibbs. And he stopped immediately there. Now it's 2nd and 10. Goff going to move his guys around a bit.
2nd and 10 at the 26-yard line.
Now he'll look to throw here on 2nd and 10. Into a double team, and it's intercepted. And the Saints force the turnover. They'll take over at their own 27.
They'll take over 1st and 10 at their own 27-yard line.
Getting set for their next drive, the New Orleans offense. And with time quickly fading here in the 2nd quarter, not sure how aggressively offensive. Oh, he rifles one, and that's going to be intercepted. And his guys have got it back at the closing stages of the 1st half. Well, Charles, you know, so close to halftime there. You throw the interception. Not only that, you do give it to them in plus territory as well.
Yeah, they were pushing real hard to try and get something more on the board on their side of the ledger right before the half. Looking at it with 20/20 hindsight, though, might have been better to hand it off a few times, hoping to get something to break instead of putting the ball in the air and, of course, putting the ball in jeopardy.
Now whistles and a timeout with 3 seconds left in the 1st half. And now we'll get a late timeout as it comes in the waning moments of quarter number 2. So 3 seconds here remain in the half. On is the field goal unit to see about getting 3 points. Oh, he left this one out to the right. That's a bad miss. No good. So we've hit intermission. It's halftime. This is the NFL, and it's a presentation of EA Sports. We'll see if Week 1 fatigue becomes any kind of a factor as we are back underway in the 2nd half. Oh, a dangerous return man showing it here. And he'll get it up near the 35, right at the 34 here.
At their own 34-yard line.
The Detroit offense ready to begin their drive. It's a tie football game here. What do you think, Charles, the message was at halftime?
Well, I think that they probably just looked at things and said, we're fortunate that this is a tie game. No need to panic. No need to change a whole lot. We didn't play anything close to our best in the 1st half, so we don't have to go out and win one for the Gipper. Let's just go out and play our best football and win one for us. When you get into the 2nd half of a tie ball game, you start realizing that every play takes on a bigger significance, and this is pretty significant right here. This is where you start putting the pressure on that secondary, and that's a job well done there.
That is caught by Laporta. And they weren't able to stop it, but he does take it all the way to the 2.
It's a game of 33. That's another Detroit Lions 1st down.
Now Goff. And in for the Lions touchdown. Jared Goff with his 3rd touchdown pass of the afternoon. And the Lions come right out of the locker room and score here in the opening minute of the 3rd quarter. Point after, right down the middle. And the lead is now 21-14.
Jeff Fox to kick off for the Lions.
Here are the Lions now as they line up and kick this one away. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. Looking to put a drive together. Off the fake. Now Shuck's going to throw. And the Lions pressure too strong. Down he goes. Finally hauled down for the first time this game. Multiple defenders in there to drop him.
Chalk that one up to bad acting, I guess, because they certainly failed to sell the handoff, and the pressure stayed keyed in on the quarterback. No Oscar awards for this offense, just a loss of yardage.
Up the middle, Ncaa. Found a little room there as he's up to about the 37. 4 yards on the pickup there, and now they're left with a 3rd and 8.
No, that wasn't an explosive run. That wasn't one that took it all the way to the house. But, boy, for a team that's had trouble running it the entire game, That's the kind of run they need, hopefully, to get themselves kick-started.
Now Shuck. Pressure comes and down he goes. Lee McNeil, what an effort to get in there and drop it. I thought there at the end he may have had a chance to release that, but that pocket closed a little too quickly and down he went.
Yeah, he was certainly trying to do everything he could to extend the life of the play, probably counting in his head 1, 2, and then he ran out of time.
They'll indeed go. Here's Shuck. And he's going to be intercepted a third time. Picked up by Kirby Joseph. And the return here is stopped at the 35-yard line. Boy, so another interception, CD. It feels like he's starting to unravel a little bit.
And as you would expect, still a work in progress here in his second season. He has to start ironing out some of these mistakes, though, because now his head coach, his offensive coaches, they have to evaluate whether you keep playing him and let him work through it, or you start thinking about going to his backup.
Now 2nd and 8 at the 32-yard line. Another run for Gibbs here. Touchdown, Detroit! Jahmyr Gibbs, 32 yards. And the Lions are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead. Now flags will come in. I think this one's going to be on the defense for jumping. Now the extra point.
After.
He's got it as they double up the lead. This one's now 28-14. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback.
1st and 10 at their own 35-yard line.
The Saints offense on the field ready to get their drive started. They are looking to make a bit of a 180. They are sputtering right now.
And frankly, I think it's time to call your playmakers together and say, all right, guys, we're going to lean on you through this patch. We need you to get us back on track and get us going in the right direction. So you're calling plays geared to them. Not necessarily what you look at your plays, oh, this hurts the defense. I want the ball in the hands of X, Y, and Z and see if we can move forward.
So don't get too cute. Go to the playmakers. Here's Shuck. And that is incomplete. Oh, the coverage a little too good there, and it's 2nd down. So another incompletion there. He's hitting on fewer than half his pass attempts in this one, and that is not a winning formula.
Yeah, so let's make sure we give a little bit of credit to the defense here. They're giving him a lot to think about, a lot of different looks, and he seems a little bit confused trying to complete passes.
And this one too low.
So this is what happens when you throw interceptions. That confident veneer that you have, it's chipped away a little bit, maybe a little bit gun-shy throwing it around.
Yeah, underthrowing him there, and you're right. Those interceptions may be in the back of his mind. This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. They will throw again. Shuck. And incomplete on the deep ball.
Tight end has become a bigger and bigger part of the passing game in the NFL, but if you drop the football, that position can get swapped out with a wide receiver in that spot, a running back in that spot. There are other ways they can go if you're not going to catch the ball.
And that's not just his first drop, his 2nd drop of the game. The 3 straight incompletions, they don't care. That hasn't dissuaded them. They're going to go for it on 4th. Shuck now to throw. Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And he gets it inside the 35 and just shy of the 30. How about them biting off 15 yards there on the 4th down attempt and keeping the drive alive? From the shotgun, it's Shuck. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. And the Lions are going to take over at their own 28-yard line.
The Lions take over 1st and 10 at their own 28-yard line.
The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. This is sort of what you would call a put-away drive, isn't it? They score here, especially a touchdown. It's almost out of reach.
It certainly feels that way, and I think that they're going to call their plays accordingly because what you really want to do, even though you know the scoreboard is still up there and the game's going to go on, but you can take the spirit away from another team, that their drive and will to come back and win can be taken with another score right here.
It's still 3rd quarter, but you just get that feel.
Yeah, they're teetering right there on the brink, aren't they?
Now he's loose again. And he's going to take this all the way down to the Saints 15. 98 yards rushing for him now here in week 1. A very solid start to this new campaign.
1st and 10 at the 15-yard line.
And they're not going to get to the line to run another play. So we will switch ends as the 3rd quarter has come to a close. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Altogether, a pretty shaky start to the year for this defense as they defend another 1st and 10. From the gun, Gibbs will get it. And he stopped after only a yard, taking it down to the 14.
Taken down at
2nd and 9.
1-yard gain brings up 2nd and 9.
They'll go again with Gibbs. And effective running here. He'll take it down inside the 10. Give him 6 yards on the carry. It's going to be 3rd and 3 now. The recipe's pretty simple, I think, right? Just give your superstar the ball, continue to feed him.
Yeah, don't overthink this one, right? Make sure he's touching the football, but you're also counting on his intelligence in playing the game as well. If it's not there, don't force the run. Just make sure you hang on to the football and keep the clock ticking.
He's going to get that to his running back out of the backfield. And he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Detroit. 4 touchdown passes now for Jared Goff. And the Lions are closing in on a winning start to the year as they extend their 4th quarter lead. Extra point right down the middle. And the lead down to 3 touchdowns at 21.
Saints 14. Jack Fox kicking off for the Lions.
Here are the Lions now as they line up and kick this one away. And that one not returnable, not by a long stretch, over the back line of the end zone, so that's going to be spotted up at the 35-yard line. Getting set for their next drive, the New Orleans offense. And they knew coming in that this would be a tough place to go in and win a season opener. But this has just been a performance, to be frank, not to be proud of here. As he tries to force it in, and it's intercepted. Inside the 10. And he will bring it back. An interception return for a Lions touchdown. Now the try here for the point after. And that'll increase their lead to 28.
Makes the score Lions 42, Saints 14. Jack Fox to kick off.
So they throw the pick six. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. And this one definitely not in the landing zone. In fact, it's over the back line. So this is going to come out to the 35. The Saints offense on the field ready to get their drive started. And you can sort of sense their dejection. That last pick six put the icing on the cake, so to speak, in what has been a rough go for them. And hold on here, because on that last run, it looks like we have a player who was shaken up. And they'll go with a ground attack here. On a determined run there as he's going to take this all the way down near the 40. 14 yards is the pickup. First down, New Orleans.
How about that there? No frills, no additives, right? Nothing crazy. Just find a way to pick up the first down. A nice run right there.
And an excellent job of finding the opening as he's got this now all the way down to the 22. 59 yards on the ground for him now on 9 carries. So signs of life in what's been a dormant offense in this second half. Here's 1st and 10. Nchaa here, they stay on the ground. And a hard-earned yard there as he ran through one would-be tackler. It's 2nd down.
Looks like they're establishing a pretty good pattern here because they've been very heavy in the running game of the last 4 plays.
Yeah, you took the words right out of my mouth. So far, 4 plays in this drive, all 4 on the ground. From the 21, here's 2nd and 9. From the gun, here's Rattler. Flush to his right. He'll dump this off to Nchaa. Give him a gain of 5 on the completion. And that'll bring us to a 3rd and 4. In search of 4 yards here to pick up the first down. Throwing is Rattler. And he picks up the first as he's able to take it down to the 7-yard line. It's a 9-yard gain, and it keeps the drive moving. Just 2 minutes remaining here in the 4th quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. They'll run. Nchaa. And he's brought down right at the 5-yard line. Give him 2 on the play.
The yards may start getting a little tougher to come by down here near the goal line. That's good work defensively there on 1st down, holding them to a short gain.
And the ball smack dab on the 5-yard line. Here's 2nd and goal. Here's Rattler. They set up the screen. Nchaa has it. And this play doesn't go anywhere. Backwards, losing yardage to the 11. 3rd and goal, trying to make that scoreboard at least a little more respectable. He'll be hit and taken down at the 21. Flying in for that sack, Aiden Hutchinson.
Brandon, that's just football 101. If you're out of the pocket, you've got to get rid of the football in this situation. You cannot take a sack in a 2-minute drill.
No choice but to go. Here's 4th down now. They'll go. Here's Rattler. And he's brought down. Can't do anything with the football. It's a sack and a turnover on downs. He couldn't get the ball away on 4th and goal. And this 10-play drive winds up yielding nothing. And they will take a knee here. CD, always a little extra excitement for week 1, and one of our early window games here in week 1 on a Sunday comes to a close. Good to be back in the booth with you, my friend.
And it's good to be back in the booth with you as well. And we know that not everyone's going to start the season 1-0, right? Half the league is going to have a loss on their record, but everyone's going to have to build off of that opener. And how many coaches tell us every single year, you make your most progress between week 1 and week 2. We'll see how both of these teams progress the rest of this season.
So for Detroit, that'll be a happy locker room as they start this season 1-0. And they'll hit the road next week to take on the Buffalo Bills. Meanwhile, for New Orleans,